Alright, so word is Mazda's cooking up a new 2026 CX-5. And if the rumors are even half true, Toyota might finally have a real problem on its hands. I don't have all the specs yet, but between what's leaked and where Mazda's been heading, there's a real chance this thing goes from a nice alternative to a quote-unquote RAV4 killer. Hello everyone, this is Scott from Carland TV. It's time to hop in the front seat because today we're checking the 2026 Mazda CX-5, what it might look like, what's under the hood, and why this just might be the model that finally puts a dent in the RAV4's stranglehold on the compact SUV game. Before I start, I would really appreciate it if you would push those buttons below. The subscribe button, the notification bell, all of them. This is not necessary, but those little clicks help a brother out. Plus, it pushes me to give you more valuable car-related content on your screen. Now buckle up and let's get back to the video. The 2026 Mazda CX-5 hasn't officially dropped yet, but if you've been paying attention, Mazda's been leaving some breadcrumbs. I've seen the camo prototypes cruising around South California, and the silhouette alone tells you this isn't just another mild refresh. It looks like a whole new chapter for the CX-5, and I've got a feeling that Mazda is finally aiming for more than just a premium for the price feel. From the front, it's still rocking that Kodo design vibe, but now there's a stronger stance, almost like they're borrowing some attitude from the CX-90 and giving it that squared-off, chunkier profile. One thing that stood out, though, is the way the rear D-pillar kicks up and over the wheel arches. It has got a tougher, more planted look, like they're leaning into that rugged crossover style without going full off-road cosplay. It feels more purposeful. Powertrain-wise, this is where it gets interesting. Instead of borrowing Toyota's hybrid tech like they did in the CX-50 hybrid, Mazda's going all in on their own setup this time. Based on what's leaked out of Japan, we're looking at a transverse-mounted 4-cylinder gas engine paired with an electric motor. And yeah, that probably means selectable drive modes, with EV-only capability in the mix. That could be a game-changer if it's executed right. It is also supposedly staying on Mazda's small platform, the same bones they use for the CX-30 and Mazda 3, which tells me it'll still have that tight, nimble driving feel Mazda's known for. But I'm hoping it stretches out a bit too, because if there's one thing the old CX-5 needed, it was more room in the back seat and cargo area. Nothing confirmed yet for its interior, but if they follow the vibe of the CX-90, then we're expecting clean layout, solid materials, upscale feel. I wouldn't be surprised to see similar premium touches trickle down here. Nappa leather, bigger screens, and maybe even a proper digital gauge cluster. This could finally be the compact SUV that checks all the boxes without feeling like a compromise. So yeah, it's still under wraps, but from where I'm sitting, Mazda might actually be cooking up something serious with this one. Let's talk about upgrades next. Here's the thing. I've been following Mazda for a while now, and if you know anything about the CX-5, you know it's always been right there on the edge of greatness. Drives like a champ, looks classy, but it has always been just a step behind the segment leaders when it comes to space, hybrid tech, and flat-out utility. From everything that is leaked so far, this 2026 model might be the one that finally closes that gap. Under the hood, things are getting way more interesting. Mazda is reportedly ditching the Toyota-sourced hybrid setup they used in the CX-50 hybrid and building their own system in-house. That's a big deal. We're probably looking at a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder paired with an electric motor, and while numbers are still a mystery, the expectation is that it will run smoother, cleaner, and be a lot more Mazda-like in how it drives. So yes, it's refined but still fun. If Mazda pulls this off, the 2026 CX-5 won't just be better, it will finally feel complete. Now, let's see if it can actually beat the RAV4. Look, if we're talking about who is sitting on the compact SUV throne right now, it's still Toyota's RAV4, and it's objectively the truth. That thing got a chokehold on the market, and it is not just hype. People buy it because they know it's going to last, it's easy to unload after a few years, and the hybrid version is damn near bulletproof. So the 2026 CX-5, yeah, Mazda has got its work cut out. Let's start with reliability and resale. Toyota has built an empire on that, especially with the RAV4. The thing holds value like a Tacoma. Mazda has gotten better, no doubt. Their build quality is tight and their interiors feel more premium. But unless they back it up with longer warranties or proven powertrain durability, folks are still going to lean on Toyota when it's time to put real money down. Then you've got the hybrid game. The RAV4 hybrid has been out here crushing it with 40+ miles per gallon and zero issues. Now Mazda is talking about launching their own hybrid system. None of that Toyota tech they used in the CX-50 hybrid. That's bold. From what I've seen, it could be a 2.5-liter Skyactiv gas engine mated to an electric motor with a possible dual-mode drive setup. It sounds promising, but Mazda has got to prove it will be just as smooth and just as reliable, and not some first-gen trial-and-error kind of thing. And here's something not many car critics talk about: dealerships. Yeah, Toyota has got a massive network. You can get an RAV4 anywhere, anytime. When it comes to Mazda, good luck finding the trim you want in stock unless you're in a major city. If they want to play with the big boys, they got to step up availability and support, period. Bottom line here is that Mazda doesn't just need to match the RAV4 with the 2026 Mazda CX-5. They got to beat it at its own game, which is hybrid tech, quality, and that peace of mind ownership people tend to lean on these days. Otherwise, it is still second place. Of course, there's still a lot of room to speculate here. This is where I talk about what should be in the 2026 Mazda CX-5, even if the spec sheets are not confirmed yet. Because let's be real, if Mazda wants to move the needle, they can't just show up with a new grille and call it a day. They got to bring something serious to the table. First off, let's talk about plug-in hybrids. Toyota already has the RAV4 Prime, and that thing is a beast. We're talking about 302 horsepower and over 40 miles of electric range. If Mazda wants to go toe-to-toe, a PHEV version of the CX-5 would make a ton of sense. And given that their in-house hybrid system is already in the works, adding a plug-in version later on wouldn't be a stretch. They've already been dabbling with plug-ins in other markets like Europe and Japan. Next up is power. The current CX-5 Turbo is pushing 256 horsepower on 93 octane. And honestly, it scoots. I'm hoping Mazda doesn't nerf that for the new model. If anything, bring the power up or give us a new version of that 2.5T with better efficiency. Something that gives folks a reason to look twice when comparing it to the underwhelming base engines you find in a lot of other crossovers. And here's a point that I want to underscore. Mazda should go all in on the all-wheel drive in the 2026 Mazda CX-5. Don't play the optional game and make the AWD standard. Standard AWD across the board would be a strong move, especially if they want to keep their driver's car image alive in the SUV space. At the end of the day, we're all just waiting for that unicorn compact SUV. One that drives great, sips gas, has space, and doesn't look like a rental. If any brand can make that happen, it's Mazda. But they got to swing big with this one. So here's the million-dollar question. Should you wait for the 2026 Mazda CX-5? And I'll be honest with you, man, it really depends on what you're looking for and how patient you are. If you're the kind of buyer who wants the latest thing, the one that hasn't even hit showrooms yet, and you've got time to kill, then yeah, I'd say hang tight. From what I know so far, this isn't just a facelift. It's a ground-up redesign. New hybrid tech, more space, and likely a better interior. And if we're lucky, that sweet turbocharged option is sticking around. Plus, the design language alone looks like it is going to turn heads. If Mazda nails it, this thing could seriously shake up the segment. But let's say your lease is ending, or your current ride's giving you trouble, and you need something now. In that case, it's hard to ignore the RAV4 hybrid or even the current CX-50. The RAV4 is proven. You know what you're getting. Great gas mileage, top-tier resale, and it's built like a dang tank. And the CX-50 is criminally underrated. It drives great and has that upscale vibe, and if you go turbo, it actually feels quick. What I wouldn't recommend, however, is jumping into a 2025 CX-5 right now unless you're getting a killer deal. The reason is simple. The second that the 2026 model drops, the old one is going to look dated really fast, and its resale value is going to take a hit. So here's my take. If you're cool with waiting another few months and you want something that could be the best driving, best looking compact SUV in the game, keep your eye on the 2026 CX-5. But if reliability, dealership support, and real-world value matter more to you right now, go test drive a RAV4 hybrid or CX-50 and don't look back. Either way, you're not making a bad move, but if Mazda gets this one right, it's going to be worth the wait.